Well, this is the rotor board that Gary sent me. I've made a few little changes to it, but you can see it's working. The main thing I had to do was use a different programmer. It seems that STC have updated their firmware in the inside the chip that communicates with the in-circuit programmer, and the program I wrote won't work with it. But I did find one on the STC website that does work, and I'll show that a bit later. So what you can see here, it's showing the time, and I've changed the text on it. As Gary said something about Seaboard Foods. I don't know if he works there or knows somebody there or something, but you see I've put some text in that I got from the Seaboard Foods website. The LEDs are arranged in a different order to mine, so you can see that the time is coming up with the lower lines. I don't know if there's a lead missing or something there from the bottom of the numbers. Maybe there was one bad connection, but it's sort of mostly a mixture of blue and red most of the way down, but it looks as though the bottom blue lead, if it was going to be blue, is missing. And then the text at the bottom, you can see it's red around the one side and blue around the other, and the join line syncs up with where the sync LED is. You see that, where the join between the red and the blue is synchronized with the LED. And I deliberately made the clock part not synchronized so that you can see it from anywhere in the room, sort of thing, as it rotates. I'll just go through the time setting again. If I stop it spinning round, if you remember, we just put the sensor over the LED and wait for it to start to flash, and then we'll put in 1, 2, so that's 20 hours. Wait for 2 flashes. 1, 2, 3, so that's going to be 23. And wait for 3 flashes. 23. 1, 2, 3, so that's 23, 30. And I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be 23, 35 or 36, something like that, when I start it up. There we go. So I need to investigate why this one blue LED isn't working. I'll just show you the changes I made to the board. What did I do? One of these crossboards was on back to front. I think you want all the resistors facing you on the one side and carried away, which they still light up, but in the wrong order. I moved the this bit of white plastic up to the top, because to get the best power transfer you want to get as much of that coil and the ferrite down inside that coil as possible, and doing it like that spaces it a bit more. What else did I do? I think I pulled one of the resistors off. That, bear with me a minute. Right, so this is the programmer I use. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a little FTDI board, USB to 5-volt serial, and it's the type that you would use for programming an Arduino. And the little bit of Vera board it's plugged onto is just an adapter board to rearrange the 0-volt, 5-volt transmit and receive in the right order to suit these clock boards. And then there's a little on-off switch here that switches the power on and off. So if I first of all show you, there's my program. We can get this to focus. Sorry about this, just shooting it handheld, but here's my old rotor board. I'm just going to put the camera down a little bit while I plug this into this programmer. And you'll see that with my board, I'm going to click on that thing that says read chip info. Sorry about the reflections and everything here. Read chip info, and it'll tell me to switch the power on, and I will. And you can see there it's identified it as an STC chip, you see, with bootloader 4.3C. Now I'm going to do the same again with Gary's board, and I think we'll find that it won't read it. I'll just close that window down. Bear with me while I plug in Gary's board. Okay, same thing again. We've got Gary's board now. I'll click on read chip info and switch on, and nothing happens. So what I've found is this program, which I'll put a link to in the description. You always get this warning about, do you want to run it? And then you get this Chinese Mandarin thing, whatever it is, which I'll just say OK to. And you can see I've selected up at the top there that I'm using an STC-89C52, and I've told it I'm using COM6, and that's all I need to do for this part, because I'm now going to say down here where it says check MCU, and you see that it says checking target, switch the thing on, and it's loaded, and you can see it's actually got an older firmware in. Mine was 4.3C I think, and this is 3.8C. But anyway, I think this program will work with everything. So the programming procedure is to make sure that you've got that enable internal XRAM thing ticked, and the other one you want to tick is this enable double speed, and then click up here to open the code file, and somewhere on there here, I'm trying to do this looking at the camera, so excuse my slowness. There's the hex file, cboard.x, open, and we can see it all appears there. Remember, we've ticked those two things, and we now tick on download program, apply the power with my little switch, and you can see it's done it. And that's it now. Disconnect and it's ready to go. So I say I'll put the link to this program, which is available on the STC website in the description. Thank you.